This is the Quad 4000. It's a laser that's designed for doing squaring, plumbing, and leveling on a job site. The unique feature about this is that it works in conjunction with this device here called a LINELOKR. They communicate via radio link. The whole job of the LINELOKR is to be placed on the far end of your center line, and what it will do is it will direct the laser to go left, right, and then to pull onto center line. And what it does is it keeps the laser on center line all day long, so that once you're set up, your line is not going to drift, so that you know that your 90s are true, they're where they're supposed to be, and your line that you snap through the center of the job site or through your offset is going to stay on there all day long. On this particular setup, we're about 300 feet away from our batter board. So what we're going to do is we'll take the LINELOKR, because that's the first thing we'll do, and we're going to set it up on center line on that batter board at the far end of the job. So let's just hoof it down there and we'll do that. So the LINELOKR can mount either to a batter board, it can mount to a tripod, or it can just sit on the ground, or it could be mounted on a trivet on the ground, depending on, you can set it up in virtually any job site application. So you notice we have a center line mark on our batter board here, and I've got a decal on the side of the LINELOKR that says batter board center line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the LINELOKR on the batter board. I'm going to slide it over until I'm right on my point, then I'm going to lock it in. Now I make sure the antenna up and turn the LINELOKR on. Now we're ready to go back to the laser. LINELOKR will stay there all day long. All right, this is the Quad 4000. You can use it for either level control over your entire job site. You can use it for just line control on a single line, or you can use it for squaring. So in other words, it will give you center line, 90s off of that center line, and it even provides a backside for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up for center line and then square off today in this one application. So to set it up, you mount it on your tripod. It has a 5/8 thread to attach it. Make sure the antenna's up. There's a bullseye bubble on the top of this laser, and you're going to want to level that up. And you level it up using the tripod legs. So I'm just going to level it up like this. That's to get the laser within its self-leveling range. By the way, this laser is a Class 2 laser. So as far as OSHA is concerned, you don't have to worry about warning placards, and you don't have to worry about operator cards. Class 2 lasers are a step down from Class 3A. So now to operate the device, first thing I want to do, what's important is anytime you're working line control is it's getting over your point. So you notice that the Quad 4000, as it levels up, it's producing a downward shooting beam to get over my first point. So obviously I'm not over my point, so what I want to do is adjust the tripod and or the laser until I'm directly over my pin, just like that. And while I'm doing that, I'm aiming the laser at my far point. There's like a shotgun or like a rifle aiming device on the top of the unit. So I'm over my point, I'm aimed at my far point, so all I've got to do now is snug the tripod. And if you notice, it already says it's locking line. And look at that, line is locked now. When line is locked, what happens is the lasers coming out at 90s are activated. Also, the laser coming out behind is your backside. They're not activated until such time that line is locked. So, and the reason we do that is we don't want people shooting bad line. What I can do now is I can take a detector, and anywhere along this snap line here, between here and and my far batter board, I can find center line. So if I come out here, I'm just going to use any handheld receiver will work, with a laser. So what I'm going to do is that center line right there, right where my notch is. That's where I drive my nail or make my line. Conversely, if I want to shoot a 90 off of this, we'll come over to this structure here, and let's say I want to establish a 90 off of this point. There's my 90 right there. So I take my pencil, I can make my mark right where right there. There's my 90. What's nice about this product is it's not a menu-driven product. All it's doing is telling you what it is doing. In other words, if it's trying to find the laser by driving right, it says seeking right. If it's seeking to the left, it says seeking left. When it starts to lock on, it says locking line. When it locks line, it says line locked and you're ready to go to work. The only other button that you'd normally be using is this one over here. And what this allows you to do is, right now, when you set the laser up, it defaults to the line and square only operation. But if I want level at the same time, I just push that button, and now I've got level and line. So what I can do now is if I'm setting screed and form elevations to line, I can also knock them down to grade at the same time, which is really a nice feature. If I want to go only level, I don't want to use line, push the button one more time, it says horizontal mode. Now it's just producing a dead level plane of light over the entire job site. So, on button to power it up, and to get over your point initially if you're using it for line, and then just toggle through to whatever you want here. If I go back to there, that's vertical mode, and what it's going to do is, you notice that the line is locked, and I'm producing my 90s. So this is a very simple product to set up. It was designed to be set up by virtually anybody in the field. There's no special training. The most critical thing, obviously, is making sure that you get directly over your point and that you set up your line locker at the appropriate place. And that's it. That's the setup for the Quad 4000.